Moving on, SC will then, in their 7th game, go to a place they have not won in 14 years, and that's South Bend, playing the Fighting Irish, team that's coming off college football national championship game appearance, chance for the CFP championship. They did not win it, of course. We all know that. They lose their quarterback. They lose some key pieces on defense, like Xavier Watts.
A lot of their secondary is gone.
A lot of the secondary is gone. The secondary was probably the best in the country last year.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Hands down, unless I'm missing anybody. But
I mean, like maybe like Ohio State or like an Oregon, but I'd say Notre Dame.
Yeah. I mean, people forget that the reason why Notre Dame won this game is because Jade Mayava threw 2 pick sixes in critical moments.
Yeah.
If he doesn't do that, SC probably wins the football game. Jeremiah Love was not a big factor in this game, but
he didn't play the second half. He was hurt.
Yeah, he was hurt in that game, but they ran the ball well overall. They had a good game. I mean, Riley Leonard didn't have,
he was not fantastic. It was because Jadarian Price also ran over them. Notre Dame got whatever they wanted running the ball. They just couldn't see it they just couldn't get anything going passing.
Well, the thing you guys see on the screen is, of course, the starting QB spot is not yet solidified, and it's kind of a battle right now between Steve Angeli, CJ Carr, and Kenny Minchie. I think Steve Angeli is going to get the spot. He's the only guy with any sort of experience. But a lot of, I wouldn't say question marks for Notre Dame, because they're such a well-run football program, and they're going to win football games this year, of course, hands down.
I think Freeman's a great coach too.
Freeman's a great coach. They'll probably make the CFP again. But of course, like you mentioned, they not only lose Xavier Watts, they lose Benjamin Morris in the secondary. Losing Riley Leonard is going to hurt you, because a lot of people said, oh, Riley Leonard, he's a system quarterback. When he came in, he's not very good. He can't throw the football. He had a great season. Like, he transcended any of that backlash he got coming out of Duke. So I think Notre Dame, losing him is huge. I don't think it's as big as losing the pieces on defense, but the running back room is the difference, because they're bringing back Jeremiah Love. Jadarian Price is coming back. Going back to that stat, last year he had over 100 yards rushing on 12 carries against USC last year. Jeremiah Love had over 1,000 yards rushing. So that's the difference.
Yeah.
I got Notre Dame winning this game because it's in South Bend, and that running back room is just so good. We saw what Michigan was able to do last year against SC. I think Notre Dame is going to do a similar thing in this game.
Look, I think you guys will learn as we progress in the show. I'm a pretty major cynic when it comes to USC football and all things like that. Most USC things I've mostly only seen us lose, except for my freshman year. They have the best running back in the country, in my opinion, Jeremiah Love. He's fantastic. He is a ungodly athlete. He is incredible. We saw him hurdle 10 yards against, not 10 yards, 10 feet against over Kamari Ramsey last year when they came to LA. He is incredible, and I think he is the difference maker when you have a guy who you can hand the ball off to, despite how good we think and how we talked about that defensive line we think is going to be. It's just different. He is a different level player, and I think Notre Dame takes it. I mean, you didn't even mention Jordan Faison returning. He was massive in the CFP for them. They're a very solid team. They lost a lot in the secondary. I think USC, obviously, they ran up the score a decent amount versus Notre Dame. It got to, 35, right? 49, if I'm not mistaken.
Notre Dame won 49-35.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to ask you, though, because we're both across the board. We agree that SC is going to lose this game probably. Yeah. If it was in LA, hypothetically, it's not in LA. Do you think SC wins?
Yeah, I can see them winning it. I think we've talked about it already so much. The difference between home and away for USC is staggering. It is incredible. So I would say if it's in LA, it is a much better chance of winning. I mean, look at last year. That Notre Dame team was much better than USC, and they very much could have won. So
yeah. Well, I want to talk about this comment for a moment, just because it is like sort of a controversy right now about USC. Like, I think it is pretty far fetched, but like there are rumors that SC. You're nodding your head. You don't think it's far fetched?
I don't think it's far fetched of what we've heard of how people like Lincoln Riley and Jennifer Cohen speak about it. It doesn't feel far fetched that like they're going to cancel this rivalry, which sucks. That's terrible.
Really? Well, here's my thing on it. Because the reason why I said far-fetched is because of of what you said. It's been a rivalry for 100 years. Like, canceling it just seems like it wouldn't happen. But crazy things happen. It's NIL era. Like, college football is changing.
Crazy. 3 years ago, USC joined the Big Ten. When did you ever think that would happen?
Good. Touche. Good point.
Announced they joined the Big Ten.
Good point. Good point. Look, I honestly, like, call me a casual. Like, I think if SC cancels it, it would be great for the program because you're
terrible opinion. Horrendous. Get out of here.
But hear me out. Like, you're scheduling a loss every year. Like, come on. Like,
that's a poor mentality.
What? But
it's like, look, it's the whole tradition of it thing. It's just, in my opinion, it is the fourth best rivalry in college football. I have 10 rivalries ranked, and I have it number 4. It is one of the best rivalries in college football. It's not something that you just cancel. Like this guy, Will ND. I appreciate you being in the USC fan page. I'm not really sure what you're doing here, but he says, I hope y'all keep playing us. I hope we keep playing you too. I enjoy those games. They're fun. They're enjoyable to watch.
Well, look, I do too. Like, I love a good rivalry, right? But I'm back and forth on this. Like, I see your point. I don't disagree. Like, I'm going
to highlight this. I'm highlighting this comment because it's true. It's hard to schedule with just 3 non-conference games because obviously you have Notre Dame every year. And so like last year, they had LSU and Notre Dame, and that's a very tough out-of-conference. So it's hard to schedule other out-of-conference games. I agree with that.
I agree. And I think we saw how good SC was against the SEC. Like, you get a little more flexibility maybe if you want. Like, a team like Alabama, is able to schedule, just these cakewalk games every year. They get 3 wins every year. It's a bye game every year. SC can't really do that. I mean, that's why they scheduled those 2 against Georgia Southern and Missouri State that look very easy. But you have – it's just such a complex thing because you can't really say the right thing, right? Like, if you're if you want to get rid of it, you're seen as like, oh, like you're anti-tradition. But if you want to keep it, like, USC hasn't won in South Bend since 2011. They haven't won much against Notre Dame and LA since then either. I mean, they beat 2022 was the last time they beat Notre Dame, of course, and that was a tough win. And it took Caleb Williams doing everything he could to win that. And I agree with Joe's comment here. Like, only recently it's tipped Notre Dame's way, but college football now is so much different than it was 20 years ago that I don't know if I necessarily see that change. Like, of course, we saw, in the early 2000s, Matt Leinart, Reggie Bush, those guys going into South Bend and winning. But I don't know if I could see that happening now just because, the way NIL is, these guys on SC don't really have an opportunity to necessarily gel and play, in the cold, as a group yet at that point early in the year. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm bringing this comment up. Tony, I apologize, I can't pronounce your last name. Don't want to botch it. I'm not sure about an agreement between non-conference games. That would be interesting. I don't know. That would be interesting.
I don't know. Yeah, I haven't heard that one either. But I think, look, the bottom line is SC does not fare well against Notre Dame. Historically even. They've lost like 20 more games than Notre Dame has won all time. So we can talk about history. But if you stop scheduling Notre Dame, you give yourself a way bigger chance, and I mean way bigger chance of making the college football playoff every year. Because that's a difference between a win and a loss there. It's like 9-3 versus 10-2 potentially in a season like this. So although I love tradition, I love sport, like sports and tradition go hand in hand. You don't have a good chance against Notre Dame year in and year out. That's just the reality.
I disagree with that. It's various how the things, it's just how I guess like the program is, the state of it at that point. Obviously Notre Dame has been really good these last basically forever, but I just like, I don't know. I like the rivalry. That's all I have for that.
I like the rivalry too, but and we can move on after this, but it's been so one-sided. Like, I think it's kind of a weak move. I'll be honest. Like, not playing Notre Dame anymore would be kind of weak. It'd be like, oh, we know you're better than us, so we're just going to Like it would be like raising the white flag. But at the same time, in the era of college football we're in, where 12 teams make the college football playoff, and you'll get in with 9-10 wins, and Notre Dame is like at this point like it feels like a guaranteed loss when it's in South Bend. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it at that. Look, I think it's a really good discussion. I'm glad we had it.
Yeah.
So moving on, we talked about Notre Dame. Oh, that's actually before we move on, this is a good point too. I mean, like they were worthy of making the college football championship, but they had a pretty light schedule. Notre Dame. They did not really have a measuring stick game till late in the year. We know what happened against Northern Illinois. We'll hold that against above their heads for the next 10 years if we want.
Go crazy. Lost that.
Yeah.